everyone. Welcome back to Westeros Weekly. I'm Ash Crossan.
I'm Leanne Aguilera.
We have so much to talk about, from Theon noping out of there to like a really gross edit with a pie.
That was such a big episode.
So much. Everything mattered.
So much happened, but I've got to warn you guys right now, Ashley and I are a little delirious. We got back from Comic-Con really late last night, but we did catch up with the Game of Thrones cast while we were there. We have a lot of special surprises for you guys, including an update from Sophie Turner.
Sansa Stark herself.
Yes!
Let's kick things off with the Night's Watch. What we were most excited about last week was a possible reunion with
Nymeria and Arya.
And it happened.
It did happen. It did not go as planned.
As planned.
So let's talk about how she got there.
Okay, so Arya has a little reunion with Hot Pie.
And that hot pie looked real good, that pot pie, hot pie.
Hot Pie. And Hot Pie tells her that, unbeknownst to her, Jon Snow has taken back Winterfell and is now King of the North, which means that Arya has a home to return to, which she didn't have before. She was obviously on her way to King's Landing to
Kill Cersei,
but now she kind of has this like direction and purpose, and we see her leave and kind of make the decision to turn the opposite way and head north.
And then when she's there, she's sitting by the fire, she's trying to get warm because winter is here. She then gets surrounded by a pack of wolves, and leading the pack is none other than Nymeria.
But it's not.
It didn't go that well.
No, she wants Nymeria to come home with her, and Nymeria's like,
be her loyal servant, and Nymeria's like, girl, I got my own life now.
Yeah, and what was interesting, so after the episode, they do this inside the episode where they kind of explained what that moment was about, and that really was
explained perfectly. So let's take a look at that.
The scene harkens back to season 1. We last saw Nymeria when Arya made her run away because she wanted to save Nymeria's life. She knew Cersei was going to kill her if she found her. And when she finally finds Nymeria again, or Nymeria finds her, and she, of course, wants her to come back home with her and be her loyal companion again, but Nymeria has found her own life.
That's Not You is a direct reference to what Arya herself said to her father when her father painted this picture for her of the life she could have as the lady of a castle and marrying some lord and wearing a nice frilly dress.
That's not me.
Arya is not domesticated, and it makes total sense that her wolf wouldn't be either. And once the wolf walks away, at first she's heartbroken to have come this close. Then she realizes that the wolf is doing exactly what she would do if she were that wolf.
I have a question for you.
Answer.
Do you think that that interaction will change Arya's mind of going back to Winterfell?
Completely. I really feel like running into Nymeria, having that line and having that realization that like, that's not you, she's gonna realize that going back to Winterfell is not necessarily her. She didn't want to be a lady of a castle. She wanted to kind of go after her own things, and what she wants to go after right now is killing Cersei.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Thoughts?
Speaking of Cersei.
Oh my gosh. Cersei getting a new toy.
Yeah, Cersei's got a little giant-ass crossbow that can kill dragons.
She's trying to convince all the lords of the remaining 3 kingdoms that she kind of has a handle on, being like, come with me, let me help you out, like, help me fight against Dany. And they're like, bitch, she has 3 dragons. What are you gonna do about that? So we see that they have this, like, epic crossbow, and I think it might actually kill one of Dany's dragons. Let's take a look at it in action.
Hur kan du pulla ett liv?
I know we don't like that, but it was also a really awesome moment. Just the score that starts playing, I was like, ooh, yes, Cersei.
Which dragon do you think is gonna die?
Drogon.
I know.
He's the one that was like injured.
I know, and it's the one that like everyone knows the most.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Got the most impact.
Exactly.
Well, let's go back to Winterfell, where Arya
Yes.
may or may not
May
be
or may
headed,
not be
and Jon
going.
is also leaving because he gets the letter from Sam.
From Tyrion.
And Sam.
Oh, okay.
And Sam. Tyrion and Sam.
I'm like, there's multiple ravens flying everywhere in this episode.
So he's got the letter from Tyrion.
Yes, he's got the letter from Sam.
Dany wants to meet him. He's got to take a knee. He's got the letter from Sam saying there's dragon glass at Dragonstone. So he's like, you know what?
2 reasons to go.
I have 2 reasons to go to Dragonstone. I'm going, and I'm leaving Sansa Stark in charge.
More brother-sister squabbles, though. Like,
Yeah.
when Sansa kept, like, chiming in, I'm like, hey, chill.
Do you think him leaving her in charge was a good or bad move for him?
I think it was really bad because we know that Littlefinger is just constantly whispering in her ear. And even though we're starting to see that Sansa is like really, she's starting to shut Littlefinger down, which is really great,
Yes.
but I don't think that he's gonna go away. Once again, he's a cockroach, but it was so good to see Jon like really confront him about it. And, like,
He goes Darth Vader on him.
yes! Let's look.
Touch my sister, and I'll kill you myself.
He deserved it.
He did.
I don't
and-
like him.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of Sansa being alone with him.
Yes.
But hopefully that threat.
She has
Worked.
She has Brienne there though, and I feel like
That's
Brienne
true.
is a really loyal advisor, and I feel like she actually sees the bull that Littlefinger brings to the table. And that epic, fiery battle out on the water. Oh my gosh, Greyjoys versus Greyjoys. Which Greyjoy were you rooting for?
Yara and Theon, and Theon just.
Oh my gosh. Okay, before we get to Theon. So
Yes.
that was such a vicious battle. We haven't seen something like that since the Battle of the Bastards.
Euron is just straight up savage.
I kind of like it though. I didn't like, so originally like when we were first introduced to him, he just kind of like shoves his brother off a bridge and I'm like, dick move, dude. But like here we can see he can actually fight.
Yeah, he absolutely has what it takes, and it looks like he's definitely has his gift for Cersei here. But he, you know, they take out 2 of the Sand Snakes.
Yes.
Leave one remaining plus Ilaria. They capture her. They capture Yara.
He has Yara by the throat and he says to Theon, like, this is your moment. Like, stand up, rescue your sister.
And then Theon's looking around, seeing everyone getting dismembered. He starts getting this kind of PTSD flash.
Flashback from his life as Reek. And
Completely just reverts to Reek.
which I think, shall we crown this, our iciest moment of the night? Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Theon just nopes out of there. Just like, hey sis, I'm so sorry that our uncle's about to kill you right now, but I gotta go.
Yeah, but I kind of like that they revisit the Reek thing because
Yes.
it's totally implausible for Theon to just be Theon and have no repercussions of all that stuff that happened to him.
Of course, he's still gonna have like haunting memories of the fact he was tortured for years.
Right.
And also, Ramsay Bolton was one of the most vicious people ever. So you don't just recover from that.
Euron might, yeah, and I'm sure Euron probably reminds him of Ramsay.
He kind of just, he reminds me, I think,
He could be worse.
He is the new big bad of this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he took Ramsay's place. Moving on, we gotta talk about something else that was a little less vicious and a little more sweet. We got a little bit of a love scene. We haven't had one of those in a while.
Grey Worm and the Sunday.
Getting it on.
And they've been like cliffhanging for a while.
They
so-
really have. Ashley caught up with Jacob Anderson, who plays Grey Worm, when we were at Comic-Con, and she got the inside scoop on how this hookup came to be.
Yes, let's take a look.
When things are getting really bad, I think it brings people together, and things are getting pretty bad at the moment in the show.
It seems like this season is going towards a showdown between Cersei and Dany. Who do you think will come out on top? Who are you rooting for?
I'm rooting for Dany all the way.
Even as you, the actor.
Even as me, Jacob, I'm totally rooting for Dany. She's worked for this. She deserves this.
He does deserve it.
Yeah.
I loved his cosplay.
I was gonna say, so that was his first Comic-Con, and he was like, I am living it. He's like, I know this is like a lazy cosplay, but I'm having the best time. I
He
thought that
was so
cute.
sweet. Also, it's nice to know that he actually is rooting for Dany.
Yes, Jacob is rooting for Dany. But it's interesting because it almost seemed like that scene between Grey Worm and Missandei was a goodbye.
And also, it makes me really worried that like he is gonna die.
Yes, because the Unsullied are being sent to Casterly Rock.
Yes.
And I don't know if he's gonna make it.
I
What
don't
is your
know if he's
prediction?
gonna make it. Well, that's my thing. Is like he finally got to. I was gonna say lay with a lady, but honestly, I'm just really worried because I feel like whenever we have happy moments on Game of Thrones, they kill the people who we're excited to see.
Because look, we just met Jacob on the press line.
Yes.
He was awesome. We're like falling in love with this actor and
Exactly.
this character. So now, of course they're gonna kill him.
I don't want them to.
But he's over with Dany, so why don't we move on to
Keeping up with Khaleesi.
Keeping Up with Khaleesi. Pew, 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 pew. So Dany has a very interesting convo with Lord Varys.
She sure does. She basically calls him out and is like, hey, weren't you serving for my dad? Didn't you betray him? And didn't you also serve for King Baratheon? And didn't you not do a good job? So she really called him out on the fact that he's kind of a shady little guy. And that he uses his little birds to really dethrone people on the throne. And she's like, are you going to do this to me? How do I know to trust you? And she says this truly epic line to him after he's like, no, you can trust me. I promise. Like, I choose you. You are my queen. And this is the threat that she gives him.
And I swear this, if you ever betray me, I'll burn you alive.
I would expect nothing less from the Mother of Dragons.
Hot take, Ashley? A literally hot take? I think that's going to happen.
I think, okay, here's my theory, and I might just be really tired, but Euron knew where they were in the sea.
Okay. Oh, you mean, okay.
Do you think Varys possibly had anything to do with the reason that Euron knew where they were?
I want to say no, but also I don't know how else he would have known. Who else could have told them in that room? Or maybe he's just that great of a seaman.
I mean, maybe he has a lot of
little
fishies in the
little
water.
fishies that are telling him.
And yeah, obviously they're like that's like a big loud fleet.
Yeah.
He could have found them, but it seems a little.
But also, I don't know that he would do that because he knows that Euron wants to have Cersei keep ruling because he wants to rule side by side with her. But Varys already does not like Cersei, so why would he help them more?
I don't know why Varys does a lot of things.
That's true. I really enjoy his character though. He is a lot like Littlefinger, and like I should not like him, but I do.
Yeah, I feel like he's the good side of that.
This is true. This is very true. But so Dany was planning her attack plan. She was really talking with Tyrion, her brilliant hand of the queen, and they came up with a really great plan. And it was so epic to see all of those women in the room.
Yes.
Just plotting it out, and it was really great because in that other, behind-the-scenes sneak peek of Game of Thrones, they had said, had this been a scene where it was just 4 men discussing a plan of attack, you would have just yawned. It wouldn't have been exciting. But the fact that we had 4 of those women really coming together, I thought it was amazing.
Stop typing that comment.
I know, seriously, stop that. Yeah. It's not just a show for boys anymore.
Well, speaking of women that we are kind of loving now, I love Melisandre.
Crushing it.
So we see her kind of
come on in.
tell Dany to summon Jon Snow.
I also love that she was heavily hinting you're gonna want to meet him. The Lord of Light really loves him.
I kind of didn't realize that Dany didn't know about Jon Snow's
How did she not
existence.
know of Jon Snow?
Yeah, so she's hearing of him for the first time.
I did love that both Tyrion and Jon Snow in separate conversations were like, he's cool.
He's good. Yeah, he's good. He's
I
good
vouch for him.
people.
I
He's
vouch
good
for him.
people.
Yeah, good people.
Good people.
Good bromance. But so it looks like Jon is going to be coming. We're going to be teasing that a little bit later.
Yeah, that meetup is coming quick.
Do you think that Dany's actually going to listen to the advice that Olenna Tyrell gave her?
I think she should.
Let's take a look.
I don't know if she will.
Let's take a look at what she said.
The lords of Westeros are sheep. Are you a sheep? No. You're a dragon. Be a dragon.
Be a dragon.
Be a dragon.
Be a dragon, Ashley.
Put that on my tombstone.
I'm going to put it on your tombstone.
From the coolest to the grossest.
Ew, I was going to say I almost died last night because we got that really gross transition from, Sam taking the grayscale pus off of Jorah, and then it went to the pie. But we got to talk about the fact why Sam is doing that to Jorah.
Yeah, very significant.
Okay, so we know that Jorah is at the Citadel. He's being studied by the Maesters to hopefully cure his grayscale because Dany was like, hey, you can't come back until you're all clean. Thank you.
Yes.
So the Maesters are like, hey, so fun fact, we don't want to touch you. We don't want to treat you. You have 6 months until your mind goes absolutely bonkers. But we're going to let you stay here for one more day because you're a knight. Okay, cool. Bye.
Bye. Yes. And then Jorah is seemingly writing a letter to Khaleesi and kind of saying his goodbyes. He's staring at a sword. They're alluding to the fact that he's going to commit suicide that night. Which brings us into
The North Remembers.
So there's a reason that Sam is so keen on helping Jorah, and that is because Jorah's father was
the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch when Sam first joined.
Jeor Mormont, who had saved Sam previously.
Exactly. It was actually such a sweet throwback moment, so let's take a look as to why Sam cares so much.
I think so.
If he can't, we may as well just go without
That's
him.
enough. Tali, I forbid you to die. Do you hear me?
Why should the rest of us go with him?
Russ, you're responsible for him.
What am I supposed to do?
Make sure he gets back alive. If he doesn't, you don't. Move on!
Oh, that sounds quite familiar because a very similar line was muttered last night by Sam. So let's take a look at exactly what he said.
Take a look.
You're not dying today, Ser Jorah.
I loved the parallel.
Yep.
It was so sweet.
It makes so much sense.
It makes so much sense. Also, that was all the way back from season 3. So that's why I definitely needed a little bit of a refresher.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Wait, are we?
What's the matter?
I'm getting, oh, sorry. We're getting a special Stark sister update. And it's from Sophie Turner herself. What? I know. So we caught up with Sophie Turner this weekend at Comic-Con. We told her all about the Stark sister update, and here's what she had to say. We at ET have a brand new Game of Thrones after show called Westeros Weekly, and we have a running segment called the Stark Sister Update.
No way.
Where each week we give an update, have they seen each other? And then we just say,
No.
no.
That's amazing. I like that.
Can you give us a Stark Sister update?
No. I mean, it would be amazing if they were to cross over at some point, but I think we have more chance in the Marvel Universe than in Game of Thrones, because we're not about happy endings on Game of Thrones.
Sophie obviously knows not to give spoilers, but that also kind of reaffirms my theory that Arya's not going to Winterfell.
You think? I loved what she said, though, that we could get a crossover in the Marvel Universe because, you know, Maisie just joined X-Men New Mutants,
Yes.
and she's already in the X-Men franchise.
Jenny
That
Grey,
would be
Dark Phoenix.
amazing.
Yes.
But I still think that we're going to get them together one day. You
Let's
don't think
hold out
so?
hope. I don't know.
I hope so.
I don't think so.
Ever? Or
I
in
don't
this
know.
season?
I'm just kind of doing a hot take right now, just because if I'm right, then I can be like, haha, see? And then if I'm wrong, everyone can beat me up. So where do we stand right now in the race
to the Iron Throne?
Let's check it out.
Okay, so definitely we still had Cersei in the lead because she's still actually sitting on the throne. And then Dany really moved up this week because, you know, she really put her plan into action.
But then she lost a couple of her allies.
Yeah.
So maybe back her up a little
Moving
bit
it back.
and move up Stark a little bit.
Because Jon is actually on his way to Dragonstone, which it means he's actually leaving the North and doing something about it.
But then them pairing up together can
Yeah.
move up Dany even further.
That's true. We'll check back next
we also
week
might
on
have
that.
to add a Euron, like near Lannister.
Or like, I feel like maybe he'll just like hold on to the tail because he's really just riding onto Cersei's coattails at this point.
He's proven his stuff though, because we saw a lot going on in the teaser for next
We
week.
did. Let's take a look at that and break it down.
I was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms, and I will.
The war's already begun. I've drawn first blood.
Cersei will be ready. They know we're coming.
It's happening. It's happening.
What were your takeaways from that?
I really think that Jon and Dany are going to be feeling each other.
You think?
I don't know. Or at least
little anti-action?
Just respecting each other because we've been wanting these characters to meet for the longest time. And it looks like next week it's finally going to happen. But what I'm worried about is that we've been wanting them together to finally meet face to face. What if they hate each other?
Danny's kind of taken this turn, I've noticed, like in the way her way of speaking and stuff.
Much more regal.
She's much more regal, and I'm nervous that I don't think she's going to turn into any kind of mad queen, but she is.
I do want
carrying herself differently.
I want them to actually talk about that, though. I would like to see her kind of like dip into that and then have Tyrion be like, "You're not your father's daughter."
Right.
Like, please rein it in.
They are meeting next week. We saw Euron happily coming to King's Landing with his.
People are cheering for him in the streets.
Yes.
Like, could he be the king's people? The people's king?
It sounds like he's about to be a king, possibly marriage to Cersei, because he's got a couple of gifts that she would really like because.
Here's a question
her
for
daughter's
you.
murders.
Here's a little bit of a throwback. Remember when Cersei kept the shame girl and she's still probably in the dungeon being tortured by the mountain?
Yes.
Do you think she's going to put the Dorne queen into there as well?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I'm also, you know, I don't want to root. I'm not rooting for Cersei on the Iron Throne at all.
No.
But the fact that they killed Marcella, I'm kind of rooting for Cersei in this little.
In this one, like you can torture just this girl.
Yes.
We're okay with that. You get a free pass, Cersei, because she killed your daughter.
And then we see the Unsullied taking Casterly Rock,
Yes.
which could mean the end
of Grey Worm.
Grey Worm.
I hope not. I really hope not.
That's my prediction. I don't want it.
You think that he got his happiness, so in the immediate next episode he's gonna die? I think that it's gonna be he got his happiness, in this next episode he's gonna be incredibly badass, and then the episode after that he's gonna die.
Oh man.
But that would be a nice arc.
That would be a nice arc.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
You guys.
Lots to talk about next week, obviously.
Lots to talk about this week too. We thank you guys for sticking through with our like post Comic-Con babbling.
What did I even say? We do have a lot of Game of Thrones interviews though, so look out for those on ET Online, and we'll have those coming up in the next few episodes as well.
We also have so many amazing Comic-Con videos on ET's YouTube page, so be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, all those great things.
Tweet us if you want.
If you want, yeah, sure. Thank you guys so much for watching Westeros Weekly. I'm Leanne Aguilera.
I'm Ashley Crossan.
And we will see you next week.
Farewell.
Bye.